Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you all how I went about building my Refugium system for my aquarium. Now, to build a Refugium, you will need 5 things. An aquarium to house the Refugium system, some silicone, a glass cutter, some acetone, and some glass to use as the walls and baffles of your Refugium. So the first step in doing this would be to use your acetone to clean all of your glass surfaces. So I already did that. So now the second step would be to use your glass cutter and cut your glass to make the walls and baffles in your Refugium system. So let me show you all how to do that, and then we'll continue. Okay, so we are now ready to cut the glass. Now before I actually cut the glass, let me give you all a closer look at the glass cutter. So this is the glass cutter right here. As you can see on the edge of the glass cutter here, there's a little blade. Now what this blade is going to do is going to create an edge along the glass that is going to create a line of weakness for the glass to break. So all I'm going to do is create that line of weakness along the glass, place something below the glass, and it will break along the line that I made with the glass cutter. Okay, so let me show you all how to do that, and then we'll continue. Okay, there's a little problem. Sorry about that. The blades on this glass cutter are extremely dull. So if you see this glass cutter on sale anywhere, I would recommend that you don't buy it. Fortunately for me, I have an old glass cutter from a previous project that I did, just laying around, and thank goodness I didn't throw it away. So I used this and I got 2 out of the 3 panes of glasses that I need. The first pane of glass that I had was wasted trying to cut it, with this useless glass cutter here. So if you see that one, don't buy it. If you see this one on sale, go ahead and buy it, because this one cut the glass really well. Alright, so as I mentioned, I have 2 out of the 3 panes of glass that I need until all of my glass ran out. But all hope is not lost. Right in front of me here, I have a very large sheet of plexiglass. So I'm just going to use my jigsaw and cut out the final pane out of this piece of plexiglass. Alright, so let me do that and we will continue. Okay, so these are the 3 panels that will be going into my Refugium. So the last step would just be to fit these into the Refugium, and that will be it for the Refugium. Then we will move on to the lighting system. So let me fit these into the aquarium. I'll show you all how it looks, and then we will move on to the lighting system. Alright, so this is the final product, the completed Refugium system. Let me give you all a closer look. Running out of glass was not necessarily a bad thing, because in using the plexiglass here, I was able to drill 2 holes which will slow the flow of water into the plant chamber, which will allow the water to be exposed to the plants for a longer time. Okay, so this is the finished, completed do-it-yourself refugium here. Now the way this is going to work is, water is going to come into the refugium here through my mechanical media via a trickle tower that I made with using some plastic bowls. So it's going to come down in here, go under this first baffle, come over this second wall here, and flow into the plant chamber where it will be exposed to the plants. The plants I'll be using is water wisteria. The water will then flow up over this third glass wall here. It will flow over, go down and flow through my biological media, which will be housed in this section here. Flow through the biological media, go under this final glass wall here, under that glass wall and into my pump chamber, where the water will then be pumped back into the display tank. Okay, so I hope you all understand that. Okay, so these are the main components to your do-it-yourself lighting system for the Refugium. We have the light reflector, we have your light bulb socket, and we have your wire adapter. Now to put this all together is really simple. You just take your light bulb socket and screw it into your reflector like this, and then you take your wire adapter and screw it into your light bulb socket, and that's your lighting fixture right there. Now, in order to get this to work, you have the end of your wire adapter here unscrews, and it exposes these 2 metallic connections here. So what you need to do is just take your wires, any kind of wires, attach them to these 2 here. It doesn't really matter how you attach them, just attach them, and yeah, that's it. Screw the end back on, and that's your lighting fixture right there for your Refugium. All you have to do is just take your fluorescent bulb, screw it up in there, and that's it. Alright, so let me put this together and I'll show you how it comes out. Okay, so these are all of the components to the do-it-yourself Refugium lighting system, all put together and plugged in. Now the way this is going to work is, I just pull on this chain here and the light comes on. Now in order to connect this up, is you use a wire that is connected to a 2-pin plug like this. Wires that are connected to a 2-pin plug like this, there are 2 wires like this, one here, one here. Just expose those 2 wires, connect them to the 2 wire terminals that are in the wire adapter. Make sure they are not touching. Plug it in, and that's it. Now the way I did it was, I connected the 2 wires using a solder and a soldering iron to the 2 wire terminals in the wire adapter. The light bulb that I am using in this fixture is a compact fluorescent light bulb with a color temperature of 6500 kelvins. It is recommended that you use a color temperature of 6500 kelvins or 10,000 kelvins. Now, the reason I made this light fixture was that I couldn't find any cheap light fixtures with a cheap aluminum reflector like this, which is ideally what I would need. I couldn't find a ready-made one, so I just built one from scratch. However, if you are living in the US, Canada, or Europe, you can easily buy a ready-made fixture online. Look for a clamp light, and those light fixtures will be perfect. Also, if you live anywhere that has a Walmart, Walmart sells those clamp light systems also. Okay, so that's it. Now let's take a look at the light fixture and the refugium under my aquarium. Okay, and this is the refugium connected to my main display tank, all connected and running lovely. So to give you all a closer look, this is my display tank that is really dirty right now because I had to move a big ball of Java moss that had a lot of debris in it. This is a trickle tower here that I made using some regular plastic bowls. The first stage here, I have my mechanical filtration media, filter floss, which trickles over some biological pot scrubbers right here. So the water comes from this chamber and flows into this chamber. The plants that I'm using in this chamber are water wisteria plants, and behind them there, up in the right corner, that is a rock that I just tied some Java moss onto, hence the reason for my dirty display tank. So the water flows through here, flows up over this glass wall here, and through some more pot scrubbers, which would provide more biological media, and it flows down through that and into my pump chamber in the back there. So that's it. Same do-it-yourself lighting system that I showed you all before. So that's it for my refugium build. Now before I go, I want to give a big shout out to DIY fish keepers, and a special thank you to Inkable, Kraken, EWB46, R Brown, and Fish Lady for all the advice and help that they gave me in order to make this a possibility. So thank you to DIY Fish Keepers, and thank you to Inkable, Kraken, EWB46, R Brown, and Fish Lady. So I want to thank you all for watching. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, leave a comment, and if you all have any suggestions as to how I can make this build better, let me know and I'll take it into consideration. By the way, before I go, the substrate I'm using here is just regular aquarium gravel. I may switch it out for some dirt and some clay, but for now I'm going to leave the regular aquarium gravel and just use like some iron tablets, some aquarium plant fertilizers, and see how the plants go. So stay tuned for update videos. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.